We're going to be talking about pineapple today and some tricks to pick a ripe one and reduce fruit flies and keep it fresh the longest. If you want more tips on produce items, make sure that you subscribe to the 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐿 YouTube channel. All right, these three pineapples here, I got to show you the difference between one that's ripe, almost to the point where it's overripe, and then this one is not quite ripe yet. And you can see the difference in the colors. So as it ripens, it will ripen from the bottom and will start turning yellow from the bottom up to the top of it. And also you can tell by the crown here how these are getting dried out. This one needs to be used right away. These two are less ripe right now. We're still going to be cutting these because I'm going to show you some cutting techniques, but normally I would just bring these home and wash them, and then I would leave these on the counter for the next week or so. I also, instead of just sitting them on the counter, I will lay them on their sides and roll them around every couple days, because pineapple's sugars will grow from the bottom and grow up towards the top. And if you don't move them around, then all those sugars will sit down here at the bottom of the base of the pineapple. Another tip when picking out pineapple is some people say that you can pull these out easily. I never can do them even if it's overripe. So I don't go by that trick of being able to pull out the pineapple easily. I will look and see if the top is starting to get loose, and when you go to take the top off, you can just twist the top right off. Pineapple are the worst for bringing in fruit flies, and so when I bring them home, I make sure that I put these in a stock pot of water. I'm going to dump them upside down first and make sure that water line goes at least over the crown into the fruit area of the pineapple, and I will leave it in there for a good 5 minutes, and then I will pull it out and flip it upside down and do the fruit side of the pineapple. Even if you're going to cut it right away, you still want to wash it. When you're cutting it, you're going to be taking any germs and bacteria on the outside and cutting it through where it goes into the inside of the pineapple, so you don't want to do that. But with the tops also, I don't want those fruit flies to hatch in my kitchen garbage can or my outside garbage can. So if you can just kill them right when you bring them in is the best thing to do. When I'm cleaning my produce, I'm going to use 5% distilled white vinegar. You want to make sure that it's the 5% that's safe for cleaning produce. The 7% that you find in the laundry aisle is for cleaning your laundry or your showers, not for food. So always make sure that you have the 5%. You get this like in the salad dressing aisle is where you will find this kind of vinegar. And it's distilled white vinegar, which will kill off any mold spores, E. coli, listeria, and any other harmful pathogens that's on your produce items and the fruit flies. So my measurements for this is I use 1/4 cup to every 10 cups of water. So I'm probably going to put 20 cups of water into my stock pot. I'll end up putting 1/2 cup of vinegar into my jar. And I do want to note that I do buy the vinegar in the big gallons, and then I just refill these jars because they're easier to store in the kitchen. You have to see that dirty water, it's so gross. When I'm pulling this out of the water, I always turn it back upside down again because the water will sit in these little leaves. So try to dump some of the water out. You want the yellow to keep traveling up. So this part probably isn't as ripe as I want it, but we're going to use it today for the video. But normally you're looking for this yellow color for your pineapple. And another thing is it is starting to get wiggly here, so that's another sign of it being ripe. You can twist it just off like that. All right, I don't like all the little things. You want to cut the top off and the bottom. And then you're just going to go as close as you can down. So we cut all of the sides off, and we still have some that have these eyes. So you can either take a knife, or a smaller knife. So you can take these eyes and go below it and on top and just kind of pop them off. They do grow in a diagonal like this. So if you wanted it to be pretty, you can do like a whole line at a time. So we're just going to remove any of these eyes that are left over. And I'm really sensitive to textures and stuff, so I will fill across and make sure that we don't have any of the pokey things left. So you will see me like rubbing on this as I get done with it. I cut it as close to the peel as I could, or the outside of it, and so it left some eyes on the pineapple, and I just went in with a smaller knife and I cut the eyes out. They grow in a diagonal, so if you cut them out in the diagonal, it's kind of easier. So that's what I did. And now you see right here in the middle is where the core is, and we don't want to eat that, so I'm going to cut 4 sides down here, just right on the edge of that core. So this core part you don't want to eat. And then I just wanted to show the color difference on this one here. You can see this is the one that was really ripe, and this is the reason why you want to rotate it on the counter as you're waiting to cut it. But all the sugars are sitting down here at the bottom. If I would have waited another day or two, this would have went bad. I'm just gonna cut these. I'm gonna cut it one more time smaller. Half of this I'm gonna leave in larger pieces, and we're gonna throw these on the grill tonight. One of my family members is allergic to raw pineapple, but she can have it when it is cooked. So if you have a family member that's saying they don't like it raw, it might be because it's making their throat itchy and they're allergic to it. Okay, let's cut just some pieces here. Okay, this pineapple I'm going to store in the refrigerator in a glass container with a snap closed lid with no paper towel at the bottom. If you're starting to get juice at the bottom, you can drain that out. It'll stay fresh for about another week in the refrigerator, depending on how ripe it was when you put it in. So a week to 2 weeks. And then the other thing I like to do when I get pineapple on sale is to cut it like this, put it on a tray and flash freeze it, and then we can have pineapple all year long to throw on our pizzas. If it seems like it's too much work to cut the pineapple, I also have another trick to use a pineapple core. So I got this on Amazon, and I'll make sure that we link this in the description below. But this makes the perfect rings to pull out of the pineapple. So I'll show you how. I'm going to try to twist this off. It didn't come off as easy as the other one, but it just comes off just like that. That's the top of the pineapple. We're just going to cut a little bit off here. And this time we leave the bottom on, and we're going to use this pineapple core. So it just goes on like this, and then you twist the top. And then this comes off. Makes these perfect little rings. Oh, and then there's the core in there. Yeah, see? I was thinking about one more pineapple tip as I was cutting these up. If you have one that's not quite all the way ripe and you want to throw them on the grill or in the oven to cook it a little bit, grilled pineapple tastes sweeter than not grilled pineapple. So if you want to do that, and also if you put a little bit of salt on your pineapple, it'll bring out the sweetness too. So if you don't have a pineapple that's super juicy, those are a couple of little tricks that I have. This pineapple I am going to be saving for my mango pineapple salsa that will be coming out in the next video. So make sure that you subscribe to our channel and watch for the next one.